Good afternoon from Bob Stein Stadium. This is Isaac Thomas on the call as your University of North Georgia Nighthawks take on the North Greenville Crusaders. The starting lineup for the Crusaders will be the redshirt senior from Hawaii, Garrick Octavio. Batting second will be Ethan Stringer. Behind the plate and batting third is John Michael Fail. Batting in the cleanup spot is Marique Kloop. Batting fifth is Jordan Holliday. In center field and batting sixth will be Josh Center. Batting seventh and playing third base is Pat Monte. The DH for the afternoon and batting eighth is Jax Cash. And finally, finishing off the lineup is shortstop Corey Bevins. On the other side of the lineup card for your University of North Georgia Nighthawks will be the center fielder Cruz Taylor leading it off, followed by Tim Conway, who will be playing right field. Levy will be the DH and batting third. Caleb Freeman will be batting fourth and be behind the plate. At fifth will be Jake Arnold. He'll be playing first base. At the 6 and 7 spots are brothers Riley and Conor Frost. At eighth is Will Hardigree. And at ninth is left fielder Justin Bailey. Both teams coming off of a win. North Greenville coming in on a 7-game winning streak as the Nighthawks hope to snap that one here. UNG started off slowly this season, starting off 7-4, but have since gone on a 5-1 tear and hope to continue that hot stretch here this afternoon. Of course, slight wind from right to left, and throughout the game we'll keep you updated as the softball team is playing on the other field just across from us. Walker McCreary on the call there. We'll keep you updated there. We'll be right back after the national anthem for first pitch here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. We welcome you back to Lynn Cottrell Park. The defensive alignment for the Nighthawks from left to right in the outfield will be Bailey in left, Taylor in center, Conway in right. Hardigree will play in the hot corner. Riley Frost will be at short, Connor at second, Arnold at first, and Freeman behind the mound. He will be catching Daniel Courtney, who has been lights out thus far this season. On a .96 ERA, 1-1 on the year through 7 appearances, 9 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Batters are only batting .171 against him as he gets ready to face Garrick Octavio to start the game. Shows bunt, pulls it back, must have missed a bit outside. 1-0 count now to Octavio. That one finds a corner, though, for the first strike of the game. Courtney, a 3/4 kind of sidearm slinger from the left side, something that'll be probably difficult for Octavio to see. So Octavio stands in left-handed from the box. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds another corner. Quickly behind 1-2 now is Octavio. Comes into the season batting .351. He's done a tremendous job getting on base for the Crusaders as he pops that one towards the bullpen in left and making a run at it, but no luck is Bailey, and we'll redo the 1-2 count. Octavio with a .493 on-base percentage, something you want out of your leadoff batter, reaching base almost half the time that he steps up to the box. That one misses outside for a ball. 2-2's your count. Hardigree's playing to bunt. A lot of speed from Octavio. That's how he's gotten on base so many times. As he hits that one back up the middle, and that one's going to go just past Riley Frost for a base hit. That will bring up Ethan Stringer, the left fielder now for North Greenville. Octavio has 6 stolen bases on the season, so he's not afraid to try to grab that extra base. A rather modest lead, though, right now with a lefty on the mound. And that one's lifted towards Bailey and left, but he's going to run in and make the play for out number 1 as Octavio scurries back to first. John Michael Fail will now step up to the plate for the Crusaders. Batting .353 on the season, has 5 home runs. Does not lead the team, though, with 5 home runs. As Holiday has 6, we'll see him hopefully in the second inning. It's a pickoff move to first. Nothing going. Look over there again. The pitch. That one misses high and away for ball 1. North Greenville is led by head coach Landon Powell. This is his 8th season with the program. Has a pretty good history as a player himself. Was drafted in the first round of the draft by the Oakland Athletics and played 3 seasons for the A's from 2009 to 2011. Caught a perfect game by Dallas Braden in 2010. As Courtney blows that one by him for a strike. Counts even, 1-1. Ripped down the third baseline, but curves just foul. The Crusaders come into the game today with a 15-4 record, are 9-2 away from their home stadium. Ranked in the top 20, one of the better teams North Georgia has faced this year. coming off of a 24-8 win on Saturday in a doubleheader. Just came off of a sweep. And then sweep Bluefield State just before that as they get Octavio caught in a pickle. Throw down the second, throw back to Courtney at first, and they're going to tag him out now. A beautiful pickoff move by Courtney. Octavio was headed to second to try to steal the base, but got caught in a pickle there, and great execution by the Nighthawks to make sure that they got him out there, as there's now 2 away, and John Michael is quickly behind 1 and 2 here in the top half of the first. Shifting him now that there's no runner on, playing him the pull, and he does just that, but just past the diving hand of Conor Frost, and that's going to be another base hit. That'll bring up Marique Kloop, the right fielder, and cleanup hitter. Marique holds the highest batting average on the team for North Greenville, batting .433. Has 22 RBIs. He swings and misses at that one for strike 1. Through 17 games so far this season, the Crusaders have scored 188 runs, averaging over 10 per game. And you can see why, as they've gotten a few line shots to start here early, as that one's in there for strike 2. Catcher's on first, not going to be much of a threat on the base path as the 0-2 pitch. And that one's hit the hard degree at third. Here, take it on a couple hops, throw to Arnold at first, and that will retire your side. Cruz Taylor will lead it off to start the bottom half of the first for the Nighthawks as they try to add on a couple runs and get ahead early. 0-0 is your score here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Cruz Taylor awaits a few warm-up pitches before he steps up into the box. The defensive alignment for North Greenville will be Stringer in left, center and center, Klopp in right, Monteith at third, Bivens at short, Octavio at second, Holiday at first, John Michael Fell behind the plate, and the pitcher for the Crusaders is Caleb Gibson. This is only his second appearance so far this season. His first was out of the pen. He pitched 1 inning and struck out 1. No hits, no runs, no walks, no hits batsman, as Cruz Taylor steps up to the plate here to start things off for the Nighthawks. Taylor, of course, having a monster season, batting .363. Watches that one for ball 1. Taylor with 5 home runs, 4 of which have come in the last 3 innings of the game, as that one's outside for a ball. The Nighthawks need to strike early. The Crusaders have not allowed a run in the 9th inning and are only averaging a half of a run in the 7th and 8th throughout the season, as Gibson pitches his hat off there, and that one's in there for strike 1. Gibson also a lefty. We have a lefty-lefty matchup on the mound today. Pitches a little more over the top than Courtney. More of a traditional earlier this afternoon. Your University of North Georgia Nighthawks softball team beat Alabama Huntsville 7-2. They just started game 2, currently 0-0 in the bottom half of the second. A lot of action going on this week for the Nighthawks. Women's track and field will be taking place on Friday, as well as some men's tennis, and then softball Friday and Saturday. So that one looked like it missed for ball 4. Cruz Taylor checked his swing. They asked the third base umpire, and he said he went. Questionable call probably. I think he probably held up there, but nonetheless, 1 down now for Tim Conway. And, of course, the biggest news probably for Nighthawk sports is the women's basketball team is hosting the NCAA tournament. Will be hosting until the Elite 8. They will play Saturday against Columbus State. Friday against Columbus State. If they win, they'll go on to play in the round of 32 on Saturday, and then the Sweet 16 on Sunday. So that one's fouled straight back for strike 1. Earned that 1 seed by becoming conference champions this past weekend. Beat Clayton State by 10, beat Columbus State by 10 the day before, and beat Young Harris by 15 in the first round, as Conway watches that one for ball 2. Conway's batting .264 on the year. Started the season pretty slow, was struggling with strikeouts the first few series, but has started to get his feet back under him here, as he quickly falls behind 2-2. Conway with 21 strikeouts. He had 10 in one series, I believe it was against Catawba, where he really struggled, but has found a groove this past week and a half, and he hopes that continues here against North Greenville. The 3-2 pitch. And he watched that one for what he thought was ball 4, but the home plate umpire rings him up. 2 down now for the hot bat, Nick Levenstein. A week and a half ago, Levy helped mount an unbelievable comeback down 8-0. UNG came back to win 9-8. Levy had a home run in the 7th and a home run in the 8th. He is now up to 8 home runs on the season, leading the team, batting .328 on the year. Shifting him the pull. The 1-0. That one finds a corner for strike one. One thing we've seen the past few series is that they are always shifting Levy to pull, but he always seems to take the ball the other way when he gets some air under it. But the outfield also shifting him to pull, so let's see if he can poke something down that left field line as he watches that one for strike two. Gibson does not pitch from the windup, always from the stretch, whether a runner is on or not, trying to stay consistent with his motion. As he gets Levy down swinging, struck out the side. Impressive performance by Gibson. Hopefully the Nighthawks can add on some runs in the second, though. 0-0 is your score after one here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. First baseman Jordan Holiday steps in to face Daniel Courtney here in the top of the second. Very quick first inning for both teams. North Greenville did get 2 base hits, but Courtney limited the damage, did not allow a run. Had 1 pickoff move. And then the Nighthawks were struck out all 3 times in the bottom half of the first. A very solid inning by Gibson. And they had him shifted the pull, and so he poked one to the right side for a base hit. Something you expect from a team when they average 10 runs a game is to beat a shift when they get up there, and that's exactly what they did there. Josh Center now up to bat. Center's batting .288 on the season. So that one's in the dirt, but a nice stop there by Freeman. 1-0 now is your count. He has 19 hits. His Achilles heel seems to be strikeouts for Josh. So he has 19 of those. So when he can put bat on the ball, he normally gets on base. So he watches that one for strike one. Showed bunt, but pulled back, but it found the corner. Small crowd here this afternoon, but it is a midweek game, and it was scheduled for Tuesday, but got pushed back to today due to some rain. As he lays down a perfect bunt down the third baseline, he might beat that out. He will. Courtney's going to holster that one, and that's going to be a base hit on a bunt down the third baseline. You couldn't place a bunt any better than that, right between Hardigree, Freeman, and Courtney, and there was nothing they could do about that one, as Center does have some speed with 9 stolen bases. And quickly now a runner in scoring position for Pat Monty. Courtney, look over to second. Modest lead over there and delivers a strike. Monty is batting .379 on the year. He has 15 RBIs, but the biggest thing that pops out for him is 18 walks, one of the most disciplined players in D2 baseball. As he hits a flare to right field, just did get under that one. And Conway's going to be there to make the play. But Holiday will advance to third as runners are now at the corners with one away. Looked like it handcuffed him, but a lot of power there by Monty, and he sent that one a few steps shy of the warning track on what looked like it might just be a little blooper in no man's land in shallow right. That'll bring up Jack's Cash. Cash is batting .418. Has 23 hits, but only 6 RBIs. It's a pickoff move to first, nothing going. When you have a DH with 23 hits, batting over 400, you expect a lot of RBIs, so it's a bit of a surprise to see he only has 6. As good as this team is at hitting, you have to assume by the time they get to that 8 spot in the lineup, everybody's already been driven in. Courtney gets his sign. Look over to first. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, and that one's off the foot of Freeman. It's going to go straight up into the air, and both runners will advance, and 1 run will score. A breaking ball that bounced off of Caleb Freeman's foot, bounced up about 50 feet up into the air, bounced above the press box window, and by the time the ball landed, Holiday was already around to score, and Center was at second base. The 2-0 pitch now from Courtney. That one misses outside for ball 3. Runner on second, 1 away. 1 run now for the Crusaders after that passed ball by Freeman. The 3-0 finds a corner, strike 1. Was a pretty low pitch by Courtney, but when it bounces off the catcher's foot, that means that he probably could have gotten a glove on it. That's when it goes down as a passed ball instead of a wild pitch. And Courtney misses well outside there, and he walks him. Runners on first and second now, 1 away for Corey Bevins. Bevins is batting .298 on the year. He has 23 RBIs from the 9 spot, second on the team. Still makes you wonder why Cash only has 6 and Bevins has so many. And they have another runner in a rundown. Throw over to third. And they missed the tag. He slid under. Wow. They had Josh Center picked off at second. He headed towards third and just did a little lackluster slide into third. But by the time the ball got to Hardigree and he laid down the tag, he had slid under it. And now runners are at second and third as nothing seems to be going right for the Nighthawks here in the top of the second. Freeman had to slide over to stop that one. That was low and inside. Nice job saving a run there by Freeman. Courtney starting to struggle to find the strike zone. Walked a previous batter on 4 pitches and it's now quickly behind 1-0 as that one's a line shot to Conway and right. He's going to play it well. He's going to come up throwing. He's going to make the throw to third, but it's off target. Hardigree has to come way off the bag. It goes back to the wall, but luckily Courtney was there to back it up, so he will stay at third. Center's going to go home and score on the sacrifice fly. So it's now 2-0 North Greenville with 2 outs and a runner on third for the leadoff man, Octavio. Octavio had a base hit the other way his last time up, but was then caught stealing on a beautiful pickoff move by Courtney, as that one's in there for strike one. Daniel has had two great pickoff moves, one of which got Octavio, and then, of course, the one that just happened that should have gotten Josh Center at third, but he slid under the tag. And he pulls a line drive back up the middle yet again, and a third run will score. Octavio's using his speed. He's going to try to hit the second to throw down, and he's in safely. A line drive up the middle, and Octavio was going to the whole way out of the box, and they couldn't get the ball in time. And Coach Cantrell's going to walk to the mound now. We'll have to see if this is the end of the day for Courtney, as it will be. That'll be a call to the bullpen. We'll let you know who that is when we get back. UNG trails 3-0 here in the top of the second here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. And the new pitcher for the Nighthawks will be Jacob Lassier. Of course, the book's not finished for Daniel Courtney, as Octavio on second is his responsibility. The stat line on the season for Lassier is he's 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA and 7 appearances. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and batters are hitting .243 against him, as he zooms out one in there for strike one. To Ethan Stringer. Stringer lined out to Bailey at left as last time up. He shows bunt that time, but pulls back as it was in the dirt. Freeman corrals it. Octavio thought about going to third, but scurried back to second. A 3-run top of the second for North Greenville. Playing small ball, getting singles when they can. And, of course, a double just now by Octavio, as he has a fairly aggressive lead over at second. Lassier was looking over there, and I guess he took a little too long as Ethan Stringer called time from the batter's box. The 1-1 off the end of the bat. Jacob will make the play, throw over to Arnold at first, and that will retire your side. 3 runs have scored now for the Crusaders on 3 hits in the top of the second. UNG looks to rebound in the bottom half of the inning. We'll see what happens here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Your final stat line for Daniel Courtney is 1 2/3 innings pitched, 3 runs, 1 of which was earned on 5 hits and 1 walk. Caleb Freeman, his catcher, will now step up to the plate to try to bring in a couple runs, catching up to do for the Nighthawks as they're down 3-0 to the 16th ranked Crusaders. And a new pitcher has come in for North Greenville. It is Thomas Skipper. So that'll be the end of the day for Caleb Gibson after he struck out the side. Skipper has a 5.19 ERA through 5 appearances, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 6 runs, 5 of which were earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Batters are hitting .289 against him. It was obvious it was going to be a bullpen game when Caleb Gibson got the start, as he's only pitched 1 inning. But after striking out the side on just 10 or 11 pitches, I expected to see him again, but looks like I was mistaken, as Skipper is now on the mound. After a good outing by Gibson, the skipper made the decision to bring in Skipper. The 2-1 misses outside, 3-1 now your count to Caleb Freeman. Freeman, of course, coming into today, batting .313, has 21 hits on the season. Very disciplined with 12 walks as he tries to hit that one to the infield down the right side, but it was headed towards Octavio. But he backed off and let Bivens come in and make the play instead, and that will be out number 1 as Freeman grounded that one into the shift. Jake Arnold will now step up to the plate, and man, has Arnold had a great start to his senior season. Of course, he pitched earlier in the year for the first time since his freshman year, pitching 6 2/3 innings in a 17-inning affair without allowing a run, only allowing 1 hit. Broke the Division II record for strikeouts by a reliever in a game with 12. So that one's hit back up the middle. Octavio makes the play. Double clutch and throw to first, and that's out number 2. Quickly 2 away now for Riley Frost. These North Greenville pitchers are pitching fast and pitching to contact. Frost watches that one for a strike. We know what this Nighthawks lineup is capable of, and with a bullpen day, you're bound to find one reliever who's having an off day. As Skipper drops down sidearm submarine for that one and throws it in there for strike 2. And so patience is going to be the name of the game for North Georgia as they wait on the reliever they want. As that one's grounded over to Monty at third. Here makes the throw across the diamond. And that is quickly out number 3. 3 innings now. North Georgia's trailing 3-0. Pardon me, through 2 innings. UNG's now trailing 3-0. Still haven't gotten a hit on the board. They hope to turn things around in the top half of the third here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Jacob Lassier will be back out on the mound for the Nighthawks as he prepares to face John Michael Fail. The Nighthawks are currently trailing 3-0 here in the top half of the third. While the baseball team currently trails 3-0 on the other side of the right field wall, the softball team is taking a 3-0 lead in their doubleheader against Alabama Huntsville. Currently having that allowed a hit through 4 innings. So that's a ground ball, beats out the shift. Great piece of hitting by John Michael, and that's his second base hit of the day. We knew the Crusaders could hit coming into this game. Just didn't realize how disciplined they are as hitters, as they just try to find the gaps in the defense and just try to poke it there. That's how 5 of their 6 hits so far have come. But a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Marik Kloop up to bat. He grounded out to Riley his last time up. They're playing him the pull, but Connor's just on the right side of the second base bag, prepared for a double play. And he does ground over it to Hardigree at third. Connor at second. Throw over to first. Arnold stretches. Beautiful stretch in the double play. Hardigree charged in on that one. Knew he had to be quick. Made a beautiful throw over to Connor at second. And then the throw to Arnold at first. And a beautiful stretch by Arnold as they beat him by maybe the size of his cleat. It was a 50-50 call that went UNG's way as Jordan Holiday steps up to the plate. Holiday had a base hit in the second inning. He came around to score the first run of the game on a passed ball. So that one misses inside. 2-0 now to the first baseman. Holiday leads the team with 6 long balls. As a check swing there goes off the handle. Looked like he hit that one in self-defense, but Jacob will take that one. 2-1 count now. They're playing him straight up as he can hit it to both sides of the field, but most of his power comes down that left field line. But that one's hit to straightaway center. Taylor's trotting back, but he'll make a play just shy of the warning track. So a quick inning for Jacob Lassier. Hopefully the Nighthawks can add a couple runs in the bottom half of the inning as Conor Frost will lead off for us here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. So North Greenville will send out Thomas Skipper yet again here in the top of the third. They pulled the string on their starter Gibson after 1 inning when he struck out the side, but it looks like Thomas Skipper might be their guy in long relief here this afternoon against the Nighthawks. Conor Frost steps up to the plate to try to get something going and get the Nighthawks their first hit of the afternoon. So he watches that one for strike one. Connor's batting .254 on the year. Slugging .444 though. When he gets on, it's extra bases. But he is quickly behind now, 0-2. That one's taken to the opposite field. They were playing him in, but after backtracking a couple of steps, Kloop is there for out number 1. That'll bring up Will Hardigree. Hardigree's getting the start at third base today. Him and Levy have both flip-flopped a little bit over at third, but it seems like as of late they're going with him at third and Levy at the DH spot. Of course, either works as both players are very good in the hot corner and have good bats, as Freeman just does miss that one, poking it down the line. Foul. He was about a base length away from getting a double, possibly a triple on that one. Freeman is batting .313 on the year, but he watches that one for strike 2, quickly behind 1-2. Something that's been common this game is Nighthawks hitters falling behind early, as these Crusaders pitchers are not afraid to throw strikes. But right on cue, low and away, ball 2. Freeman has worked 12 walks as he watches that one for ball 3. A full count now to Caleb. Pardon me, to Hardigree. And he pokes that one towards no man's land. And Octavio, though, will run it down. Octavio is listed as an outfielder on the Crusaders roster, but is playing second today, and that speed right there helped save a bloop single. So that'll bring up Justin Bailey. For those of you just joining us, it's the bottom of the third inning. Nighthawks trail 3-0 and are trying to find their first base runner of the game. But Bailey watches that one for strike 1. Shows bunt. That one was breaking in on him. He put the bat in front of him in self-defense and fouled it straight back. 0-2 now is your count. The interesting stat of the afternoon, Bailey leads the team in being hit by pitches, has been hit by 5 pitches already this season. So I imagine he was glad that he kept the bat in his way there on that one that was breaking inside on him. He crowds the plate a little, but no more than some of the other hitters. But he watches that one away. 2-2 is your count. Batting in that 9 spot, he knows he has to get on whatever way he can, so I imagine he would tell you that he'd take that hit by pitch if he has to, as he fouls that one straight back. Skipper in the windup, gets the pitch he wants, comes set, delivers. Breaking ball missed inside. Bailey almost went, but he held his hands back, and he's worked the count full. Cruz Taylor's lurking on deck. And Bailey hits that one to the right center gap. He's going to round first. Going to get a big lead rounding first, but it's going to head back for a base hit. First hit of the afternoon for the Nighthawks. That'll bring up Cruz Taylor. So the Nighthawks try to do some damage here in the bottom of the third. Taylor struck out on a check swing his first time up, worked the count full. Ball missed low and away. He thought he checked his swing, jogged down the first, and was standing on first until the home plate umpire had to call him over and say, hey, the third base umpire said that you just struck out. And so he politely jogged back into the dugout. And I imagine he's looking to get some payback here as he watches that one for ball one. Pickoff move the first. A nice pickoff move by Skipper. He gets it over there fast. Or pardon me, he gets off the mound fast. Took a while for the ball to leave his hand, but he threw Bailey off guard. And that one handcuffs Taylor. Shortstop Bivens is going to run in and make the play on that blooper, and the side is retired. So nothing going for the Nighthawks here after 3 innings. 3-0's your score, headed to the top of the fourth here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Josh Center will now step to the plate here in the top of the fourth. That one misses low and away from Lassier. Ball one. It's a battle of the 19s. Lassier with, of course, 19 on his jersey, and then Center wearing 19 today. And Center hits a line shot to left, but a beautiful sliding play by Bailey. And that's out number one. A line shot there by Center to left, but Bailey did a great job reading it. Was headed towards the line right off of the contact and managed to slide in and make the play for out number one, as that will bring up Pat Monty. And before I can even finish saying his name, he hits a ground ball over to Riley at short. He fields it cleanly and quickly, 2 away. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Can't ask for more than that from Jacob, as Jax Cash will now step up to the plate. Cash walked his last time up. Eventually came around the score in that 3-inning second. So that one's hit right back up the middle, but straight into the shift. Goes to backhand it is Frost, and he makes the throw. Connor went to backhand it. It bounced out of his glove, but he quickly recovered and threw to Arnold at first to retire the side. Conway and Levy will be up in the bottom half of the inning to try to finally put some runs on the board. 3-0's your score here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. And the Crusaders will bring in their third pitcher here, Dawson Taylor. The lefty will step up to pitch. 4.91 ERAs, 1-0 on the year, 8 appearances, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which were earned, 8 walks, 10 strikeouts. Batters are hitting 185 against him. But in that 7 1/3 innings, he has allowed 2 long balls, so it seems as if his 2 biggest issues are walks and home runs. And with Conway and Levy coming up, that seems like a recipe for a couple runs for the Nighthawks. So he throws his last warm-up pitch, the throw down, and Conway will now come up to the plate for his second at-bat of the evening. He struck out looking his last time up. Worked the count full, thought that it was ball 4, started jogging to first, but the home plate umpire rung him up anyways, and he paused for a second, looked back to make sure that it was called a strike, and when he saw it was, he trotted back into the dugout. Taylor's a lefty, throws from the 3/4 slot, and he hits Conway with the first pitch. And so there's quickly 1 runner on now for Nick Levenstein. And this is not the guy you want up with runners on if you're the Crusaders. Just a week and a half ago, during that 8-0 comeback, UNG had tied it 8-8 in the 9th, runners on first and second. And they were so worried about Levy, they walked the bases loaded intentionally because of the pop that he has and how well he has played this season. About as close to the Barry Bonds treatment as you're going to get from a D2 team. And so now with a runner on first here, you would love to see Levy show off some of his pop for North Greenville. He took a nice swing on that one, but it got by him for strike 2. 0-2 count now. Conway on first. Luckily, it looked like it hit him in the foot or calf area, somewhere where you're okay with wearing one. Pickoff move to first, nothing going. Taylor gathers himself and steps back on the mound. Delivers a breaking ball, but that one missed low and away. Nice job trying to frame that one by John Michael, but couldn't quite get the call. So the count's now 1-2 to Levy. Throw over to first, nothing going. Last time up for Nick, they played him the pull, but with Conway on first, the shortstop Bivens is now playing more towards his normal position, double play depth. So they want to make sure they can try to get a double play if Levy rolls over one. And a swing and a miss there, strike 3. Threw a fastball high and inside and caught him swinging there for out number 1. That will bring up Caleb Freeman. Freeman grounded out to Bivens at short his last time up. With the catcher up, you know that Taylor's going to be pitching to contact, trying to get that double play. So hopefully Freeman can take advantage of that and find a hole somewhere. Beautiful breaking ball, but it just misses ball 1. The softball team has now added a 4th run, so they're now up 4-0 against Alabama Huntsville. So that one misses low and away. Ball 2. You don't see that much from pitchers. Dawson Taylor came set, brought his knee up, started his delivery to the plate, looked over at Conway at first as he was delivering, It makes you wonder if maybe that's why he was off target with that one, is he was more worried about Conway than anything. And that one's right back where it came from, just past the outstretched glove of Dawson Taylor, and that'll be a base hit for Caleb Freeman. Runners on first and second now for Jake Arnold. I mentioned earlier in the first inning how Levy helped with the 8-0 comeback a week and a half ago. Jake Arnold did as well. It was 8-7. Arnold came up, nobody on, bottom half of the 8th, and managed to hit a solo shot to tie it. And the rest, as they say, was history as he watches that one high and away for ball 1. Arnold grounded out to Octavio his first time up. Essentially playing him straight up in the infield, double play depth. Octavio's pinched a little over towards the second base bag, but that's partly just to hold on Conway. That ball's high and a little outside. 2-0 now as Taylor seems to be struggling to find the strike zone. When a team throws a bullpen day at you, they're going to have a reliever or two that just doesn't have their best stuff. And it's important for the Nighthawks to take advantage of that when they see him, as that one's way high and way outside for ball 3. The catcher, John Michael, had to essentially jump out of his squat. Was at full extension. Looked like a first baseman trying to make sure that he could just get a glove on it. And a nice job there, as both runners would have most definitely advanced if he couldn't get some leather on that ball. The 3-0 pitch looked like it was a little inside, but gets the favorable call, and now a hitter's count for Jake Arnold. 3-1's your count. This is where you have to be careful if you're Taylor. You can't give Arnold an easy pitch to hit here, 3-1, because he will make you pay, and he does right there. He paints that one down the first baseline. Conway's going to come around third. He's going to score. Headed to third is Freeman, and that's an RBI single for Jake Arnold. Beautiful piece of hitting there, painting the first baseline, as they did not see that one coming at all. First baseman was played a little more towards the middle of that right side, and so after watching North Greenville play small ball, finding the holes in the defense, Jake Arnold said, hey, I can do that too, as they're going to be making a trip to the mounds, and that's going to be the end of the day for Dawson Taylor. So the Nighthawks add on 1 run here in the bottom of the 4th and are threatening with runners at the corners. We'll let you know who's coming out after this here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
And the new pitcher for the Crusaders is Brent Herrlong. This will be his 8th appearance of the season, sporting a 4.5 ERA, 1-1 on the year, 12 innings pitched, 15 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which were earned, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts, and batters are batting .306 against him. So he throws strikes just like all of these North Greenville pitchers, but sometimes it seems as if his fastball might be a little flat as part of his issue, pitching from that sidearm slot angle. And so with runners at the corners here and one down, hopefully the Nighthawks can take advantage of that and put the bat on the ball and at least bring in one of those two runners. It'll be Riley Frost up to bat here in the third. His first time up, he grounded out to the third baseman, Monty. Caleb Freeman is on third. Jake Arnold is on first. 3-1 is your score. North Greenville scored 3 in the top of the second. North Georgia came back with 1 here in the bottom of the fourth and are now threatening with runners on the corners for Riley Frost. The fourth pitcher already for the Crusaders in this bullpen game. He looks in and trying to find his pitch. He makes his decision, delivers, and that one's in there for a strike. 0-1's your count. They started out pitching Gibson, who was probably throwing mid-90s, had a lot of heat on that fastball, and ever since have been throwing what we like to call junk pitchers. Lots of breaking balls, very difficult to hit, especially after seeing those pitches in the 90s from Gibson in the first. So that one misses low, ball 1. Counts even, 1-1. 1 down. Conor Frost is lurking on deck. He'd like an opportunity to give North Georgia the lead here in the bottom half of the fourth. And another ground ball over to Monty at third. Throw to second, throw to first. Bang, 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 double play. They can't get in another run, but North Georgia does get one put up on the board. They're now only trailing 3-1, headed into the top of the fifth here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
We welcome you back to Lynn Cottrell Park as Jacob Lassier gets set to pitch another inning for the Nighthawks. Her face Corey Bivens here in the top of the fifth inning. Nighthawks have got it within 2 here in the fifth, down 3-1 now. So that one's pulled to left. That one had some pop behind it, as that one probably would have been gone if it stayed fair, but it didn't, so it's just as good as a strike for Lassier. Just like the Nighthawks drew it up. 0-1 now's your count. Right down the middle, strike 2. Bivens, I think, thought that one was a little low. Bivens does have 1 RBI. He had a sacrifice fly in the second to bring in the second of their 3 runs. That one's low and away, ball 1. Playing him slightly to pull, as Conor is shaded towards the second base bag. Riley's in the 5-6 hole, and then Hardegree's essentially playing him straight up at third, but Arnold is probably about 40 feet off of that first base bag over at first. 2-2 count. And another line shot to left. He is getting some good contact on the ball, pulling it down that left field line. Catching up to everything that Jacob's got. So it'll be interesting to see how Jacob and Freeman decide to counter this good contact from Bivens. And Selassie is going to take a step off the mound and try to gather himself and come up with a game plan for Corey. And another line shot, but a beautiful play by Riley. Backhanded stop. Throws one that bounces about 3 times to Arnold, but Arnold scoops it like a ground ball for the out. Looked like Bivens probably had him beat, but a nice stretch yet again by Arnold, who has been doing a phenomenal job scooping the ball over at first today. And that's out number 1 for Garrick Octavio. A single and a double for Octavio. Has been showing off his speed all game. Watches that one for ball 1. His on-base percentage is now above 500 on the season, which is incredible from any batter in your lineup, but you love to see that out of your leadoff man. Watches that one for ball 2. Has yet to record a triple or a home run on the season. So chance at bidding for the cycle is pretty low. Not a whole lot of size for Octavio. It would take a lot out of him to try to hit one over the fence, but we've seen crazier things. It's the 3-0 pitch. That one misses high and away, ball 4. So the speedy Octavio's on first now with 1 away as Ethan Stringer steps to the plate. But it doesn't look like he's going to be facing Jacob Lassier as Coach Contrell's going to head to the mound, and he will be making a change. We'll let you know who's coming in right after that to face Ethan Stringer. 3-1's your score here in the top of the 5th on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
And it will be the lefty Zach Green coming in to pitch for the Nighthawks. This is his 12th appearance, the most of any pitcher for UNG. A 3 ERA, 0-1 record, 12 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 10 walks, 9 strikeouts, and hitters are batting 179 against him. When he throws strikes, it is very difficult for hitters to do anything against Green. But he's averaging almost a walk per innings pitched, and that has been what's gotten him into the little bit of trouble he's faced this season. He will face Ethan Stringer with the speedy Garrick Octavio on first. Not sure what Octavio is listed as on the roster, but with him standing over there next to Jake Arnold, it looks a lot like that picture of Aaron Judge standing next to Jose Altuve. Is the height difference is quite noticeable between the two of them. Arnold about a head, maybe a head and a half taller than Octavio over there at first. Green looks over there, and the pitch. Guess that one missed high. Freeman was set up outside, had to bring the glove back inside for that one. Maybe just the miss of location lost him the call of a strike there, as the count's now 1-0. High and away, it was a pitch out, throw down the first, and Octavio is back in sliding safely. Good decision there by Green and Freeman, though, as Octavio was getting a pretty aggressive secondary lead. They were close to getting him, but couldn't quite get the throw and tag down there in time. Look over to first, the 2-0 pitch. Cue shot, and that one's going to get into the hole. Sliding stop by Conor Frost. Octavio's going to go from first to third on an infield hit. And there will now be runners at the corners for John Michael Fail. Cue shot off the end of the bat. Headed towards the 3-4 hole. They were shifting him to pull down the left side, so Conor had to make the long haul over to try to stop it. Slid down, kept it in front of him for what was considered an infield single, but it was so far back, so slow, and Octavio was so fast that he reached third on that quote-unquote infield single. As John Michael steps up to bat, he's 2 for 2 on the evening, and he hits that one where they're not in right field. That one's going to be extra bases. Octavio comes home to score. They're going to send Stringer the throw home. He tries to dive over the tag, but Freeman does a tremendous job getting the tag on his stomach for out number 2. A Superman dive there by Stringer. Looked like he might have gotten just over the glove of Freeman, but Caleb did a great job sticking with it and applying the tag for out number 2. So 1 run did score. Octavio came home to score on that RBI double, but they do get 1 out by throwing Ethan Stringer out at home. And just like that, that's going to be the end of the day for Zach Green. So he has allowed 1 run here in the top of the 6th to make it 4-1 as UNG tries to find a way to get this third out here in the top half of the inning. We'll be back right after this here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
And the call to the bullpen by the Nighthawks will be Dylan Noche. He comes in sporting a 4.91 ERA over 7 appearances, is 2-0 on the season, 1 start, 9 innings pitched, 11 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and hitters are batting .286 against him. He will face Reek Kloop for North Greenville as they are threatening runner on second, 2 outs, have already driven in 1 here in the top of the 5th to make it a 4-1 score. As we are set and ready to go. Jordan Holiday's lurking on deck. He has an RBI and a run, so you'd like to wait and see him next inning if possible. Kloop is one of the few hitters who has not reached base so far for North Greenville. Grounded out to Conor in the first and into a double play to Conor in the third. He pops that one foul and out of play to first. 0-1 count now. Playing them straight up for the most part. As Noche steps off, fakes a throw to second, but is quickly back on the mound and set, ready for his 0-1 pitch. Misses high and away, ball 1. Counts now even. North Greenville already with 8 hits through 4 2/3 innings at the plate. 4 runs have been driven in off those 8 hits, showing why they are ranked top 20 in the nation. As that one's ripped right back up the middle, trying to make a diving stop is Conor. He can't make it. Cruz Taylor comes in. He's going to throw home, but there's no play to be made off Caleb Freeman's foot. Ball bounces straight up, and Marique's going to advance to second on the throw. That'll probably go down as a base hit and an advance on the throw home. That is now 5 to run. Yet again a runner on second, now for Jordan Holiday. Holiday is 1 for 2. Base hit in the second inning. Came home to score the first run of the game. So he has a runner on second, trying to get his first RBI of the evening. And the 10th hit for North Greenville, as they have come out swinging their bats today. But with that, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Noche looks in, gets the sign, comes set, doesn't even bother to look at second. And that one handcuffed Freeman, but he manages to keep the ball in front of him, and Marique won't advance. Counts now even 1-1. Dylan gets the pitch he wants, comes set, look over to second this time just to be safe. And the pitch, and that one's popped straight up. Freeman's going to come in to try to make a play. Arnold's going to call him off. He's going to be there for out number 3. So 2 more runs are tagged on for North Greenville in the top of the 5th. We're halfway home here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
We welcome you back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network, as they're going to send Brent Herrlong back out to the mound, as he had a very short 4th inning. He's going to face Conor Frost, Will Hardigree, and Justin Bailey, as the Nighthawks try to scratch away this 4-run deficit. We all know that they can do it. 5-1-0 for the Nighthawks. Bottom of the 5th inning, not long ago, they were down 8-0, and they made their miraculous comeback. So all they need is for the bats to come alive, and they can be right back in this ball game. As Frost steps in and prepares himself to face Herrlong. Frost, a redshirt sophomore, has been enjoying his time here at North Georgia, playing great defensive ball and offensive ball. As Brent Herrlong was set up in the stretch and then swapped to the windup and throws in a very slow breaking ball for strike 1. Looked like an Anibal Sanchez type pitch, as that one just kind of floated there at 60 or 70 miles per hour. He does it again. Wow, strike 2. I can't tell what pitch that is, but it's coming in so slow that I think it's catching Conor off guard. He's quickly behind 0-2. That one misses outside, ball 1. That's a question when it comes to a bullpen day, is how many bullpen arms do you have that you trust to throw strikes and to throw it with enough zip or movement to shut down opposing hitters. Herrlong did a great job in the 4th inning, but can he continue that here into the 5th? As a 2-2 pitch misses high and inside for a ball, full count. Every single pitch he's throwing has a lot of movement. Isn't fast, but when it moves like that, it doesn't have to be. It almost has a knuckling action to it on some of his pitches. And a nice job by Conor fighting that one off down the right field line, just past the UNG bullpen for a foul. Count still full. Will Harlegree's lurking on deck. Last time up, Conor hit one towards right field, but ended up flying out as that's a ground ball to Bivens at short. Her field it cleanly, throw to Holiday at first, and that is out number 1. So Will Hardegree will now step up to the plate. Watches that one for strike 1. Hardegree flew out to Octavio at second his last time up. As he gets barrel on the bat, but a little bit too much barrel as that one's hit to Stringer and left. Haircamp under it, and quickly 2 away as Justin Bailey steps up to the plate. Bailey had a base hit his last time up. Back in the 3rd inning, his only plate appearance so far. As Herrlong prepares to go to work. That one misses outside, ball 1. I'm still not convinced that Herrlong has a fastball. As, like I said, every single pitch seems to be breaking, and it seems to be breaking a different direction every time. As he misses blowing inside that time for ball 2. He also seems to be changing arm slots a lot. Looks as if when he's dropping down for that submarine sidearm, he's throwing a sinker, but then sometimes he throws something over the top, and I can't quite figure out what pitch that is. Probably a circle change. And then he has thrown a couple curveballs for sure. Like I said, haven't really seen an actual fastball out of him. That pitch was about as close as you're going to get, though, as that one's flat down the middle for strike 1. Three-1 count now to Bailey. Goes sidearm again for that sinker. Oh, wow. Bailey was headed towards first. That one definitely seemed like it missed inside, but they get the call. 3-2 count now to Justin Bailey. So thanks to some help from that one's low and away. We'll continue that thought later on in the game as that's strike 3. End of 5. UNG trails 5-1 as they try to mount this comeback headed into the top of the 6th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. The path of selflessness, of service. The path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
We welcome you back here in the top of the sixth as Dylan Noche will go back out to the mound. He'll be facing Josh Center. Center is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Center had a base hit in the second inning. Came around the score as that one's in there for strike one. Looked like Dylan took a little bit off on that one. He saw all those breaking pitches in the last half of the inning. He said, anything you can do, I can do better. And so he drops that one in there for strike one. And a nice piece of hitting there by Center as he takes a line drive the opposite way for a base hit. Pat Monteith will come up now as Center's on first and nobody down here in the top of the sixth. There is action in both bullpens right now. If Dylan gets into any more trouble, you'll probably see him get pulled. You probably will see a new pitcher in the top half of the inning or in the bottom half of the inning for North Greenville as well. So that one's in there for strike one. Pat was not too happy with that call. Shook his head a little bit, but he'll step back up with the 0-1 count. Pickoff move to first, nothing going. Dylan looks in for the 0-1 pitch, comes set, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike two. Final score in the softball game. UNG completes a double header sweep 5-3. Dylan looks in for his 0-2 pitch. He gets the signal, comes set. But first is going to make a friendly pickoff move to first. Nothing going, but nothing wrong with keeping him honest. Monty is 0 for 2 on the evening. As that one's in between Freeman's legs, he tried to stop it, but he couldn't quite do it. And so now that's going to be Center advancing to second on what will probably go down as another passed ball for Freeman. That would be 2 passed balls for Freeman. So that is what it will go down as. But he has had his work cut out for him. You can't really blame him. Even though it doesn't look great in the stat sheet, he's had to work a lot keeping his body in front of the ball. Double barrel action now in the Nighthawks bullpen as well as the North Greenville bullpen as he gets him swinging there. Freeman drops it though, so he'll make the throw over to first. Done cleanly, out number 1 now for Jax Cash. Cash is 0 for 1 on the evening, but he did work a walk in the second and came around to score the 3rd run of that inning. He looks down towards his third base coach, gets his sign, and he steps in to face Dylan Noche. Looked over to second, delivers, swing and a miss, strike one. Very wide open swing by Cash there. Seemed to be late on it, just kind of gave up on it at the end a little bit there, letting go of it with his right hand as he prepares for the 0-1 pitch. And he stays on that one, hits it straightaway center, but Cruz Taylor comes running in and makes a nice play for out number 2. Corey Bevins will now step to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Pardon me, 0 for 1. He had a sac fly in the second. That doesn't go down against him for his average. 1 RBI on the afternoon for Bevins, looking to make it 2 here. That one's low and away. Another passed ball, most likely for Freeman, as he could not stay in front of that one. It wasn't the best curve ball, but Freeman probably still should have stayed in front of it. That one's going to go down as a wild pitch, so it was a borderline call on a breaking ball, though it's more than likely going down as a wild pitch, as it's hard for a catcher to stay in front of one of those, as it did break back towards the left-handed batter's box. Runner on third here, top of the sixth. 5-1's your score. North Georgia trailing. Still in Noche, tries to get out of this inning without giving up a run. Great job by Freeman that time. Bounced one up there, and he just threw his body at it again and kept it in front of him, and he's taking a breather real quick on his knees. He's probably worn out at this point. He has had to put in a lot of work through 5 2/3 innings behind the plate. Straight back up the middle. That will drive in the 6th run. Another nice hit by North Greenville, and that will make it 6-1. The Crusaders are piling it on now against the Nighthawks. They turn the lineup card over for Gary Octavio. Bevins on first. Octavio's 2 for 2 with a walk. That one's in there for a strike. They haven't found a way to get him out. 2 line drives straight back where they came from to start in the first and second inning, and then his last time up in the 5th, he drew a long walk. Pickoff move to first, nothing going. Look over to first, coming set now is Noche. The pitch going to second there, trying to steal was Bevins, but a foul by Octavio, and here have to trot back to first now. Counts now 0-2. Pitch looked a little outside, so most likely a hit and run. Octavio just had to swing at it, and nothing irks you more as a base runner than when a hit and run's called and the ball's fouled off. Time called by Octavio. Her step out, take a quick practice swing, quick breath, and now he's back in and ready to go. 0-2 pitch now from Dillon. Again, hit straight back up the middle, but Cruz Taylor is going to rest under that one, and that's out number 3. So one more run was added for North Greenville. The Nighthawks now trail 6-1, headed to the bottom of the 6th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Cruz Taylor will step up to the plate for the Nighthawks as they try to mount a 6-1 comeback here against North Greenville. Some more fans starting to trickle in here from the softball game that just finished, as they're here and ready for this 6-1 comeback that the Nighthawks are about to stage here in the last 3.5 innings. Couple more warm-up pitches, as that's going to be a new pitcher out on the mound for North Greenville. Seth Chestnut, the redshirt senior, will step in. As he finishes his warm-up throws to throw down, and he prepares to face Cruz Taylor. This is Chestnut's 5th appearance, a 6.43 ERA. He is 1-0, started 2 games, both bullpen games, 7 innings pitched, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 were earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. And the one thing he has struggled with this season is 3 home runs through those 7 innings. Finds a corner of the plate there for strike 1. Taylor is 0 for 2 on the evening, struck out in the first, flew out to Octavio in the third as he watches that breaking ball for strike 2. Tim Conway, of course, lurking on deck. He has scored the lone run for North Georgia. So that one's in the dirt for ball 1. Nighthawks trail by 5. They have 3.5 innings to try to catch up. Just need 1 or 2 runs each inning. Chew away at that lead slowly. Check swing, he did go. Strike 3, got him. Swinging is Cruz Taylor. That'll bring up Tim Conway. That just shows you the level of pitching from North Greenville and these Crusaders. Not often can you get Cruz Taylor to strike out. Not often can you get him to strike out twice. But they've got him to strike out twice on check swings. So they definitely have been bringing their A-plus stuff today, as that one misses inside for a ball. Conway scored in an unconventional way. Was hit by the first pitch of the inning back in the bottom of the 4th. And eventually came in to score after a couple singles from Caleb Freeman and Jake Arnold. Head of the count now, 2-0. Levy lurking on deck. He's had a quiet game. That can't hold up for long, you would hope. That one finds a corner for strike 1. Looked like it was a little low, maybe a little inside, but he's been calling it all afternoon, so fouls that one off down the right side, and the count's now even at 2-2 for the Nighthawks right fielder. Mentioned the hit by pitch earlier. He was struck out looking in the first, and they get him on a check swing as well. There's some nasty breaking stuff from Seth Chestnut. Got both Taylor and Conway with a check swing. As Nick Levenstein will now step up to the bat. He's over 2 with 2 strikeouts. This bullpen for the Crusaders has struck out 7 Nighthawks batters as that one drops in for strike 1. Only giving up 3 hits, have kept North Georgia quiet all game. That one just did miss. Counts even at 1-1. Shakes off a sign, finds the one he wants, and delivers. And that one's hit to deep right center. That one's going back at the warning track, at the wall. That one's out of here. Nick Levenstein with a solo shot to right. We knew after an 0 for 2 start to the game for Levy that they couldn't keep him quiet for too much longer as he strikes with his 9th home run of the season, and it is now 6-2. Caleb Freeman now steps up to the plate. This UNG team never quits battling at the plate. So they're only down 4, definitely still in this game with their bats in this lineup. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one just did find the corner for strike 2. A little bit of a delayed delivery almost from Chestnut. He's in a windup, and when he brings his left foot up and he goes to stretch it out, he kind of pauses it just before he hits the dirt. Sometimes, as he didn't there, as that one's in there for strike 2. So he kind of seems to be mixing up how he's pitching, try to throw the Nighthawks hitters off guard, something we've seen from a lot of these Crusaders pitchers, as some are even swapping from different arm slots. So that one misses the inside for ball 2. Had the hesitation there. Counts even 2-2 to the catcher. That one misses inside. Both of those pitches almost hit Freeman as he now works to count full, and Jake Arnold is lurking on deck. If you're just joining us, the score is 6-2, North Greenville over North Georgia, but Nick Levenstein just hit a solo shot to chip away at that lead. Wow, Caleb Freeman watched that one inside, almost hit him. Looked like it should have been ball 4, but they ring him up looking. So 1 run is scored. The 6-2 is now your score, headed into the top of the 7th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
And UNG will make a call to the bullpen. They will be bringing in Bo Jones, his 12th appearance of the season, a 1.59 ERA, has 1 save under his name, pitched 11 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, both were earned, 9 walks, 11 strikeouts. Batters are hitting .209 against him as he will face Ethan Stringer. Stringer is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Got thrown out at home in the 5th inning. Was trying to go from first to home. Dolphin dived over Caleb Freeman's glove, but Freeman managed to swipe up and barely get the stomach of Stringer for the out to save a run. As they throw down to second, and Bo Jones is now ready to go. It'll be Ethan Stringer, John Michael Fell, and Marique Kloop up to bat this inning. So Nighthawks try to keep it a 6-2 game so the bats can try to get them back in it in these final 3 innings. And Bo Jones is the man to do that as he has been pitching very good baseball so far this season. Lays down a bunt, and it looks like they're going to call him out. Yes, that's a good call there by the home plate umpire. He lays down a bunt, It goes into fair territory. He runs into the ball while it's in fair territory, and thus that will be ruled an out. And that will bring up John Michael Fail. So an untraditional way to get the out, but an out nonetheless. I think that will technically go down as a ground out unassisted. That one's popped straight up. Freeman's going to watch that one fly back over the press box for strike one. John Michael is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double, and he finds another gap there, just poking the ball right back up the middle, just like he has all game. So there's now a runner on first for the right fielder, Marique Kloop. Something that the entire Crusaders team has done a great job of is just finding gaps in the defense and just poking the ball there. That's how they've gotten 12 hits so far. That's how really they've gotten all 6 of their runs have been from just poking the ball where Nighthawks aren't. Shifting him the pull, double play depth though. So that one's in the dirt, and Freeman has to yet again throw his body at it. I'm sure he will be glad that they have the night off tomorrow, as he can try to recover from all the work he's had to put in today. Look over to first, the 1-0. Nice frame job there, a little low, but good pitch either way. Counts now 1-1. Look over to first. Checks again, continues to check over at first, but delivers. Ground ball to Hardigree at third. He's going to take the for sure out at first, throwing across the diamond for out number 2. Slow chopper to Hardigree at third. By the time he fielded it cleanly, John Michael was pretty close to second already. It was going to be a really close call trying to get him out at second. So he made sure to get the for sure out at first. So there's now a runner on second and 2 away for Jordan Holiday. Holiday is 1 for 3 today. Scored the first run of the game back in the second, as he also hits a ground ball to Hardigree. Beautiful run-in play by him and a throw to Arnold, and that will retire the side. So they kept him scoreless in the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Nothing like take me out to the ball game here at Bob Stein Stadium, as North Greenville is going to make yet another call to the bullpen. I believe this is the 7th pitcher now that they bring in, as it will be Nate Roof. This is his 7th appearance, a 5.14 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, and hitters are batting .240 against him. He will face Jake Arnold, Riley Frost, and Conor Frost here in the bottom half of the 7th. So 3 runs were scored by the Crusaders in the top of the 2nd. North Georgia came back with 1 in the bottom of the 4th to make it 3-1. North Greenville added 2 in the top of the 5th, and then 1 more in the top of the 6th to make it 6-1. And then a Nick Levenstein solo shot in the bottom of the 6th puts the score at where it's at now, 6-2 in the 7th. Bo Jones, of course, just pitched a scoreless top of the 7th. Nighthawks are being out-hit 12-4, but as we've said all game, these bats can come alive at any moment, and no deficit is too big as Jake Arnold steps up to the box to start the bottom of the 7th. That one's in there for strike 1 from Roof. It's been interesting to see the different deliveries from these Crusaders pitchers, all different, all change it up throughout at-bats. It'll be interesting to see if Roof has the same delivery throughout the inning. So that one misses for a ball. Breaking ball couldn't quite catch the corner. Counts now even at 1-1. That one rose up and in on Arnold there. He had to fight to get out of the way of that one. It's now 2-1. We know what Arnold can do when he gets the right pitch, and a hitter's count here. So that's a line drive to deep left field. He's going back at the warning track at the wall. That one's out of here. Home run, Jake Arnold. Right on cue, the hitter's count. They try to run one inside. And if you're going to run one inside on Jake Arnold, you better get it in, because if you don't, he will make you pay. As another solo shot for North Georgia makes the score 6-3. It almost seemed like a given at this point. If Jake Arnold comes up to bat in the 7th, 8th, or 9th, you better get out your measuring tape, because there's a good chance that he's going to send one deep. As Riley Frost now steps up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Grounded out to Monty at 3rd, both times up. He's quickly behind 0-2. A little adjustment of the batting gloves as he steps back in and prepares for this 0-2 pitch. They're playing him pretty far back in the infield as that one's lifted to left center, but he got a little too far under that one as center will make the routine play for out number 1. Conor Frost will now come up to the plate, also 0 for 2 on the evening, but has played a phenomenal game in the field so far. Flew out to right his first time up and then grounded out to Bivens at short his last time up. Slow chopper. Bivens gets cut off by Monty, and he'll make the throw over and beat Conor by a step for out number 2. Bivens was charging, but it's probably a good thing that Monty cut him off, because if Bivens had to wait for that one extra hop, then I think Conor probably would have beat that one out for an infield single. But no such luck for the Nighthawks, as Will Hardigree will now step in, try to help out North Georgia. Watches that breaking ball for strike 1. Hardigree's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts thus far. That one just does miss the corner. Counts now even. Justin Bailey's lurking on deck. He does have a base hit to his name. That one's high. It looks like he checked his swing. They're not going to contest it down the first, so it will be 2-1. That one was pretty far outside, but he gets a generous call. Counts now 2-2. Looked a lot like that pitch he caught a ball earlier in the count, but a better frame job there by John Michael. That one's buried in the dirt, though, and the count's now full to Hardigree. Nighthawks have worked a lot of full counts. I believe this is the 7th one so far. So they are showing a lot of discipline up there. And that one, breaking ball froze him, strike 3. So that's the end of the 7th, but a Jake Arnold solo shot brings the game within 3. 6-3 is your score headed into the top of the 8th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3, out. Mark them with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Bo Jones will take the mound again for the Nighthawks. He'll be facing Josh Center, the center fielder. 2 for 3 so far. Both base hits he's gotten, he's come around and scored after the fact. And a check swing there got him going, strike 1. The 0-1 from Bo got him swinging, strike 2. UNG has chipped away at this 6-1 deficit over the last 2 innings. If you can keep them at 6, you can hopefully continue to get closer and closer. Only 2 innings left, though, so you have to make sure that you limit the damage here in the 8th and 9th. Bo Jones gets the call, delivers the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, a little too far inside, counts now even. Center has a lot of speed on the base pass as well, as we've seen. That's a fly ball over to Conway and right. Here make the casual jog in, gets under it, makes the play for out number 1. Pat Monte will now come up to bat for the Crusaders. He is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Flew out to Conway in the 2nd, grounded out to Connor in the 4th. And then in the 6th inning, they struck him out with a nice breaking ball. But he's quickly ahead 1-0 now against Bo Jones. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I think he saw that Jake Arnold home run and was wanting to try to beat his distance as he put everything he had into that swing. Wow, right down the middle. Caleb Freeman held it there for a second and thought he had the easy strike call, but must have missed high or low, and it's now 2-1. That one's in the dirt. Hitters count now to Monty. It's 3-1. Freeman's going to jog out and make a visit with Bo to try to see what the strategy is here with the hitters count. We mentioned earlier, don't forget to tune in this weekend as the UNG women's basketball team hosts the NCAA tournament Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they try to make a run with this great senior class. And that's a line shot to Conway and right, but here make the play towards the slicing baseball for out number 2. More good contact from North Greenville, but that time it was a nice read and nice play by Conway, and that'll bring up Jax Cash. He's 0 for 2 so far, but he did walk in the second and come home to score the third run of that inning. There's a nice cut on that one. Arnold's going to run over towards the dugout, but it's just going to curl foul. 0-1 count now. So last time up, Cash put the barrel of the bat on the ball, but a line drive straight to Cruz Taylor ended the 6th inning. UNG has a very heads-up defense who does a great job reading the ball on the bat, and that paid dividends Cash's last time up, as that breaking ball is dropped in there for strike 2. Corey Bevins lurking on deck. You'd like to wait and see him in the 9th inning. So he has a couple runs batted in. Low and away. He checked his swing. They're going to look over to first. Said he didn't go. So the count's now 1-2. Not a bad pitch, though, by Jones. He almost went around on it as that one started inside and ended up in the outside batter's box. But he spikes a fastball there, and the count's now even at 2-2. Shakes off a couple signs, shakes off a third sign. They finally come in agreement, and now the 2-2 pitch puts the barrel of the bat on the ball again, and that one's going to get down for a base hit in front of Bailey and left. So a runner on first now here in the top of the 8th for Corey Blevins. He's 1 for 2. Sac fly in the second drove in a run, and then an RBI single in the 6th to drive in the only run of that inning. Cash on first. Look over there, delivers. Looks like he grounded that one off his foot. That'll be strike 1. No action in the North Greenville bullpen. So you would assume Chestnut would come back out. There is some action in the UNG bullpen, though, so if Cash advances in the scoring position, you might see Bo Jones get pulled. Can't quite see who's out there warming up, though. The 1-1. Nice little cutting action there inside. Handcuffed him. Rolled it over towards the third base dugout, and the count's now 1-2. Starting to get a little chilly up here at Lynn Cottrell Park. The sun's getting ready to set within the next hour or so. And Cash is going. They're not going to make a throw down as that one was low and away. Freeman just had to work just to keep the ball in front of him. Wasn't going to have a throw down. So here get the second uncontested. Deuces are wild. 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. Beautiful paint job there. Got him looking. Nothing going again for North Greenville in the top of the 8th. UNG looks to continue to chip away at this 6-3 deficit in the bottom half of the 8th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream. there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
And as always, Sweet Caroline here as we lead into the bottom half of the 8th inning. And what better to follow Sweet Caroline than a comeback victory from the Nighthawks is another call to the bullpen by North Greenville. They will bring in Tristan Hudson. This is his 9th appearance. He's 2-0, 2 saves, 14 2/3 innings. So he has been eating some innings for the Crusaders. 6 hits, no runs, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts. So possibly the best pitcher out of this bullpen. And the Nighthawks look to hopefully put up the first run against them on the season as Justin Bailey will lead off. Bailey is 1 for 2 so far. Got a base hit in the 3rd. Struck out in the 4th. Shows how efficient the pitching has been for the Crusaders. Only Bailey's 3rd plate appearance here in the bottom of the 8th. So that one's low and away for ball 1. Another sidearm slinger out of the bullpen for North Greenville. As all of their pitchers from the bullpen, a very unique approach to the plate. He starts set up on the first base dugout side, extends his leg more towards the third base dugout when he comes down with his left leg, and then carries it over for the sidearm afterwards. But when you're pitching as well as he is, it doesn't matter how unconventional your approach might look, whatever works. But he is behind 3-1 right now to Bailey. But he drops that one in there for strike 2. Bailey worked it full in the 5th and thought he had worked a walk on a very similar pitch to that one, but he gets the generous call there as he'll take his free base, and Cruz Taylor will come up. Taylor is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and just like all of these other Nighthawks hitters, you can't expect him to stay cold for long. It seems like there's some conversation from the visitors' dugout. I think they wanted a strike call there, but no such luck, and Hudson will now go to the stretch. Drops that one in there for strike 1. We have seen Taylor come in clutch in these late innings. We hope to see him do it again here with a base hit as he swings at that one and looked like he was a little out in front. 0-2 count now. Hard agree on first. Cruz Taylor up to bat. Nighthawks trail 6-3 in the bottom half of the 8th. And he gets the barrel of the bat on that one, lifts it to deep right, but just did get under it. And so that'll be a routine play by Klupin right, and that'll be out number 1. Hudson left a breaking ball up, but it was one of those that he left it far enough up that it was okay, as Taylor just did get under that one. And Tim Conway will now step up to the plate. He scored the first run of the night for the Nighthawks after being hit by a pitch. He gets on top of that one, ground over to Bivens. He's going to make the play. Can't get Bailey out at second, as he was already there by the time Bivens came down with it. but he makes the long throw across the diamond and does get Conway out at first, so there's now 2 down for Nick Levenstein. And with first base open, with much of a scouting report, you would almost think they would want to intentionally walk Levy here in the bottom of the 8th. This is one of his favorite innings to do work. And they're letting him hit with a runner in scoring position. One misses inside, ball 1. The last series at home for the Nighthawks against Catawba, he was intentionally walked twice when they left that base open, as they knew what kind of threat he was. That one misses low for ball 2. Perhaps maybe they're just pitching around him here, trying to see if he'll swing at something off the plate. Hitters count, though, so let's see if Levy can do something with one. That one misses badly for ball 3. Caleb Freeman is lurking on deck. And that one misses inside, so they walk him on 4 pitches. Guess maybe they did have the same idea as I did. Not a single competitive pitch to Levy there. And we know Hudson has good control. He hasn't really walked anybody all season. So perhaps they were pitching around them to face Caleb Freeman. But Freeman is 1 for 3 so far. Got to third earlier on in the game, back in the 4th inning, and was stranded there. Like to see him knock in 1 or 2 with a base hit here. Finds the plate there. Low outside corner, strike 1. Look over to second, look back again, and time is called by Freeman. 1 too many looks over at Bailey at second, and Freeman said he needed some time to think about it. 0-1 pitch. That one misses outside, counts now even. We know Freeman has the discipline to take a walk if he has to as well. Playing him the pull. 3 men on the right side of the infield. And that outside pitch gets the call. 1-2 now is the count. Octavio's playing shallow right field almost. Bivens is just to the right side of second. He has to stay up a little bit to hold on Bailey. And Holiday at first is almost back towards the grass, but is shaded more towards the line. And that one dripped right to Holiday down the line. The shift worked out perfectly there, so nothing going for the Nighthawks. Going into the top of the 9th, UNG's trying to come back down 6-3. We'll see if they can get it done here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. The path of selflessness, of service. The path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
And that will be the end of the game for Bo Jones. As they call to the bullpen, the Nighthawks will bring in Eddie Gladys. This is his 8th appearance. 1 start, so 7th out of the bullpen. He's 2-0, 6 ERA even, 9 innings pitched, 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, and they are hitting .297 against him. So not the greatest start to the season for Gladys, but not the worst either. So he's starting to find a bit of a rhythm. He's going to finish his warm-up tosses and then he'll face Garrick Octavio, who is 2 for 3 so far. Has been all over the bases for North Greenville, showing off that speed. Single in the first, double in the second, walked in the fifth. Nighthawks finally got him out in the sixth via fly out to Cruz Taylor. So he will step up to face Eddie Gladys. It'll be Octavio Stringer and John Michael Fail. Misses outside, ball 1. The Crusaders have been relatively quiet since the 6th inning. Didn't have much going in the 7th and the 8th, but their leadoff batter here is now ahead in the count, 2-0. Misses outside again, quickly behind, 3-0. You don't want to let him get on base because you know how fast he is and how many problems he can cause. As a ball comes in from the UNG bullpen, they throw it back down. There is action out there, as you would have guessed, double barrel action. Probably a short leash for Eddie here. So Nighthawks are still in this game, 6-3. Gets that one right down the middle, strike 1. Still a hitter's count, though. Eddie gets his sign and delivers. And that one's fouled straight back. Looked like it was off the light pole. Don't see that one very often. And now the count is full to the leadoff batter. .83 score here, 6-3 score here in the top of the 9th. North Greenville is 13 hits as another foul ball over the third base dugout, and we will go 3-2 yet again. Ethan Stringer is lurking on deck. Would prefer to see him with nobody on as another ball comes down into play from the UNG bullpen. Hopefully they're shaking off their warm-up jitters out there. The 3-2 just does poke at it, and yet again, foul ball over towards the third base dugout. We're due the 3-2 count again. Doing a nice job getting bat to ball, something they've done well all game. And one of those arms out in the UNG bullpen is Pete Weil. Can't quite tell who the other one is. That one sliced towards left, but a good read by Bailey. And he'll take a couple steps back and make the play for out number 1. Nice piece of hitting, but a nice read by Bailey to go ahead and start making those steps back and wait on that slicing baseball. Ethan Stringer will now step up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 so far. Gladys gets the call, delivers, breaking ball, finds the corner for strike 1. Stringer got a base hit in the 5th, but has not had much luck since. Not a bad pitch, but just missed. Ball 1, 1-1's the count. That one misses low. 2-1's your count. Eddie takes a second to gather himself here. Now delivers the 2-1, finds that inside corner. Stringer was not happy with that. He's going to have to take a walk around shaking his head as he was very unhappy with that inside strike call. I don't think that they're upset with that call. I think they're upset with the inconsistency of that call, as sometimes that inside pitch is a strike and sometimes it isn't. As he tries to paint that corner again, a nice inside-out swing by Stringer, though, to stay alive, and the count will stay 2-2. Gonna go chalk up his bat as maybe he was losing control of it. As her step back in for the 2-2 pitch. Doesn't seem to be crowding the plate too much, so I think that's probably why he was so upset with those inside calls. They try to go inside to him again, and he hits a line shot down the left field line that curves foul. Did a great job getting around on that one. Gladys got away with painting that inside corner twice, but I'm not sure you're going to get away with it a third time. So at this point, Ethan is in self-defense mode. Throws a curveball, and yet again another foul ball. These North Greenville hitters just will not give up in an at-bat. Foul ball after foul ball. Two-two count yet again, 1 out. Throws it on that inside corner that he got the first 2 strike calls on, but he doesn't get it there, and it's a full count, and I think that's why some of these players seem so flabbergasted by that call. You never know if it's going to be a strike or a ball. Another foul ball. So we're going to redo a 3-2 count yet again. Octavio forced a full count, fouled off a couple, and now here's Stringer fouling off a couple 2-2 to force a full one, and he's hit by a pitch. And he's going to sling his bat to third and throw his armband, and the home plate umpire is going to get in between him and Gladys. Is very animated on that hit by pitch. He wants to make sure nothing goes down. Threw his bat all the way to the dugout, then threw his armband all the way over. He was not happy, I think, with some of the calls being made and maybe some of the noise being made by the fans here at Bob Stein Stadium. Coach Cantrell is going to walk out to the mound. Hasn't taken the ball yet. Maybe just a casual mound visit. John Michael Fell is up to bat. He has been on fire, 4 for 4, 3 singles and a double. Maybe they're just going over the scouting report on how to get him out. They haven't been the hardest hit singles and doubles either from Michael Fell. He's just been the definition of small ball. They're leaving him that gap open on the right side yet again, and that's where 2 of his singles have come from. You would have to think eventually they would stop shifting him. Pretty big leadoff by Stringer at first. They throw over, but not in time. He's back standing up. That was in the dirt. But not the best read by Stringer at first. So here's hold tight over there and won't advance. 1-0 count now. Look over to first, coming set now. Look back over again, couple looks over. Delivers a breaking ball, it's fouled down the right side. Arnold gives chase like he can make a play, but it's gonna continue to curve foul. So that one's out of play, counts now even at 1-1. Look over to Stringer at first. Now comes set. Continues to peek over, but finally delivers an inside pitch. And a little animated fall away by Michael Fail might have kept him from getting that inside call. Wasn't really a strike either way, but it's been called this game, so. Two-one pitch. But first to throw over. Back in safely is Ethan Stringer. Slight breeze picking up here at Bobstein Stadium. Blowing from right to left. Another throw over. Back safely again. Getting a little closer with that pickoff move, though. At least making him slide the past two attempts. This time he delivers. Got him way out front on that breaking ball. Beautiful pitch. Looked like he was sitting fastball, and everything about that swing was off balance as the count's now 2-2. Time is called. Not sure the reason, but we're back in play, so doesn't matter that much. Another foul ball, and Michael Farrell very unhappy as that looked to be his pitch. Stayed over the plate for a really long time, but he couldn't quite get around on it. After being out in front on that breaking ball, I think that was in the back of his head, and so he couldn't quite get around on the fastball like he wanted to. Throw over to first, back in safely. Coming set and the pitch, and going the second, now trying the steal, throw down, beautiful throw, beautiful tag, they got him. Everything had to be perfect to get Stringer out at second there, and it was. And after the animated appearance walking over to first, the fans are making sure he knows that he got thrown out there. So 2 away now, 2-2 count here in the top of the ninth. After a beautiful play by Freeman there. Tried to go inside again, and he fights it off again. Six three's your score. Nobody on. That one's in the dirt for ball three. He threw his bat like it's a walk, but I'm fairly certain it's just a full count. And he's going to trot to first. Guess perhaps it was ball four. So that'll go down as a walk. Marie Kloop will now come up to bat. Nice at-bat there by John Michael Fail. He's now sitting on first. That one misses low for a ball. Jordan Holliday's lurking on deck. Nice breaking ball. Fouls it off, though, down towards the third base dugout. Counts even. The 1-1. High throw to first, but couldn't get a perfect throw down. It was a very big secondary lead. So a 2-1 count now. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch. Caught the outside corner, blew it right by him for strike 2. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off again. So many foul balls this inning. North Greenville knows how good this North Georgia lineup is and that they need any insurance run that they can get. And so they are fighting every single pitch. So we'll do it again, 2-2. Rung him up. Little confusion down there, but he got the strike 3 call. Not too happy with it, but that's okay. Coming up in the bottom of the ninth, Jake Arnold, Riley Frost, and Conor Frost as North Georgia tries to come back here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Tristan Hudson's back on the mound for the Crusaders. So we head into the bottom of the ninth. UNG trails 6-3. But the middle of the lineup is coming up, and Jake Arnold, Riley Frost, and Conor Frost. You would like to see a couple hits, maybe turn that lineup back over to Taylor, Conway, and Levy, and hopefully try to get a few runs and come back and win this against North Greenville. Coming into the game today, North Georgia was ranked 25th by the NCAA, and North Greenville was ranked 16th. So we knew it was going to be a good matchup the whole way, and we'd like to see that continue as Arnold steps up to the plate. He hit a solo shot in the 7th, his last time up. Hopefully, if you're the Crusaders, Tristan Hudson was watching on as that happened and saw them try to go inside to Arnold, and will know not to try to do that again. He does, but a nice movement on it. Freezes him for strike 1. Deep left center. That one's going back at the track, at the wall, but he's there to make the play at the wall. Nice piece of hitting, but he just did get under it. A little too much of the barrel on it, and that's just going to be a fly out to left, but a nice swing there by Arnold, and Riley Frost will now step up to the plate. Frost is 0 for 3 so far. Would like to see him break out of that slump on the day. Watches that one for strike 1. A lot of movement on that pitch. Looked like it might have been a tad low, but it's called for strike 2. 0-2 count now to Riley. Time called by Riley. He doesn't give it to him, rings him up. Riley granted time before the pitch was delivered. The home plate umpire didn't give it to him. Riley was stepped out of the box, and he rings him up. The home plate ump doesn't have to grant time, but more times than that it is, but right there it isn't. And so Riley gets rung up there, and now Conor Frost is the last hope for the Nighthawks. That one misses outside for a ball. Conor, I don't think, was ready for that pitch. He had his hand up for time, and that one misses inside, ball 2. Conor holds his hand up for time. It is granted. And that one misses high, ball 3. Hudson works very fast. And so now Conor's making sure he's out of the box while he gathers himself. Holds his hand up for times, granted. 3-0 pitch, and Hudson's already ready to go. That one's in there for strike 1. Hudson was listed as an infielder on the roster, so it makes me wonder if he has been this whole time or not. And he tried to get ahead there. Time was still called when he started his windup, and so they're all step off and try again. MLB would love this guy. As soon as he gets his sign, he is ready to go, not wasting time at all. This count's now full to Conor. That one misses high and away, ball 4. So there's still a little bit of life left for the UNG as Will Hardigree will come up to the plate. But it looks like that could be the end of the day for Hudson, a mound visit. The coach goes back to the dugout, so it's a catcher's mound visit. Still warming up in the bullpen. Makes you wonder if they're not trying to waste time with a catcher's mound visit and then the coach come out and pull him after this mound visit is up. Because they had all intentions of making that a full coach's visit. Will Hardigree will step up to the plate. You always want to keep the line moving in the 9th. Get on base, you get Bailey up. Bailey's a tying run. Working fast out of the stretch, too, as Will watches that one for strike 1. Big lead at first. He's just going to go ahead and go to second because they're not going to contest it. So defensive indifference will get Conor to second. His run doesn't matter. And Hardigree hits out to right center. Will it get down? No. Beautiful read by Kloop, and he runs in, and that will end the game. 6-3 is your final score. We'll be back with a post-game recap right after this on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high, though. Hi. Hey. Oh, my God. There it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. Try it, I'm good.
Goodbye. The line. shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
The Battle of the Norths was won by Greenville 6-3 as your Nighthawks fall in this one-game midweek series. They will travel to Flagler on Friday for a 3-game series down in St. Augustine, Florida. A good game overall by both teams. A good pitching from the bullpen from North Greenville managed to hold them to just one run up until the 7th when Nick Levenstein and Jake Arnold showed out with 2 solo shots to keep the game interesting, but some shutout ball by the rest of that Greenville bullpen, and the Nighthawks couldn't manage to finish off what would have been an elite comeback. So we will see you most likely on Friday as the softball team starts their 3-game series. That's it for now, though. Thank you for listening here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.